Well, it's not finished yet. We'll see when it's done. Yeah, Live in Athens is basically a bootleg. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it wasn't meant to be released. It was just it wasn't a bootleg. But the German Viva rock channel came down to Greece, and we had like 2 or 3 cameras, so very limited on what kind of cuts and stuff you can get. So it wasn't really intended to be released. I think we're going to have, are we going to do all 3 shows on there? Yeah, so we're going to have Metal Camp, Rock Hard, and Wacken 2007. So, be 3 shows. Yeah, I think the fans are going to like it. I mean, it's a lot of material. There's no plans at this point to do a full European. I mean, we need to get a new record out, so we may do a few shows. And we're talking about possibly doing Russia and Australia and stuff, places we haven't been before, but to come back through Europe without a new record really makes sense, No and no. So there isn't any new material yet, and the Something Wicked things, it's basically done. So I'm not saying I won't ever do it again, but that the story's been told as much as I want to reveal in music.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of where it's at. We talked about that, but that's not going to happen. When SPV, they're just in so much trouble, financially. I don't know what the future of the company is going to be. It just didn't make any sense to push forward with. It actually works storyline-wise too to have 2 different singers. I mean, you're talking about 2 completely different parts of the story, and with the birth of Set, it kind of works. But there isn't. It's very expensive to do something like that. There's a lot of costs involved, and when the record company's future's hanging in the balance, it doesn't just doesn't make any sense. So. I mean, we'll do that for the rest of our lives. It's just when we were talking about getting together last year, like towards the end of 2009, early part of 2010. But then I did the Sons of Liberty record instead, and so whenever I have an opportunity, and when Hansi does, we'll do it. But it may end up being a year or 2. I don't know. I mean, we did tour on the first album. We did a lot of festivals and stuff. We did a headline tour of Europe, but we knew when we did the second one there was no way we were going to be able to. Our schedules weren't going to allow it, so we just kind of had to squeeze it in and get it out when we could. But yeah, that'll happen. I mean, we talked about that, and there's a demand for it pretty much around the world, so we need to do it. No, I'm focusing on both, but with Sons we have to get physical distribution, and we're working on that now, so that it's released and out in the stores and stuff. And then there are plans to do some touring and stuff later in the year. Yeah, of course. Should be great.